It's Dixon dividing on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. 7:06 our time here. It is the last day of April. Farewell, April.
Adios.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it.
Sayonara. Tschüss, as they
See
say.
you later, alligator.
Mm-hmm. We've got a pretty good day in store today. We're looking at, 73, 72, 73?
Something like that,
Around
yeah.
in there, yeah.
Mhm.
Tomorrow, looking at 69, maybe 70 on Saturday. Rain both tomorrow and Saturday. More tomorrow night into Saturday morning, and then more on Saturday. So whatever outdoor activities you were planning for the weekend, sorry about that.
What about the regions?
Get a little rained out, yeah.
Yikes.
I know. I hate that. They did get the Pro-Am off yesterday, I
That's
noticed.
shocking.
That's pretty good.
With all the rain that we
It
had.
really was. It really was bad, man. Actually, we did clear up at one point. Remember, we had some sun there for a minute and a half.
A little bit, yep.
And that was pretty nice. And then here came the rain again last night. About 9 o'clock, it started falling at my house. Now, you got the thunderstorms.
Man, I did last night.
I didn't.
I mean,
I didn't hear the first
Lord.
bit of thunder, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen because I went to sleep very early and I stayed out all night.
yeah,
It was great.
that could have been part of it. You missed it.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, you when you miss something for a good night's sleep, you didn't really miss something. I mean, at my age, right now, that's considered, people say, are you any good in bed? I'm like, yes, I sleep the whole night through.
I'll leave that right.
I almost never fall out.
Yeah, that's good, Richard. Pretty soon we'll need those little side things that come up.
That's
like
right.
The hospital bed,
Yep.
so you don't roll out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding.
Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road next to Ragtime Cafe. This is the place that you are going to go for your top-notch piece of jewelry for Mom for Mother's Day. Mom deserves a little something, something, and they got something to fit every single budget, okay? So whatever money you have available to spend, you can count on Anthony and Company to have something that is going to be perfect for Mom. Maybe talk about a Mother's Day ring. Look at their huge selection of already great low-priced precious stones, gems, whatever kind of precious metal you're looking at, mounting that in. They can make that happen for you. Probably a little late to design something from scratch, but maybe redesign something that is in the case or something that she has that you can bring back to life again because it's so far out of date, nobody wants to wear it. This is what they do at Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road next to Ragtime Cafe, AnthonyCoJewelers.com on the web. Check them out and tell them you heard about it here. They like to hear that. A Department of Social Services caseworker going to federal prison. She stole more than $100,000 in SNAP benefits.
Eee. Man, somebody's been working hard at that. That's a lot.
Well,
100,000.
I mean, think about this. This is nothing more than what the Somali daycare center scandal was all about. They were taking food out of children's mouths as well.
I'm telling you, we're making this way
basically.
too easy.
Yeah.
We really are.
Okay, we're going to play Guess the Hue. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, her name is Shermika McCrary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Well, obviously with McCrary, she's Scottish. She was sentenced to 6 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay $102,000. She pleaded guilty in December. By pleading guilty, they dropped a whole bunch of North Carolina state charges for her. Officials said McCrary used her position and privileges to unlawfully access the SNAP benefits of qualified individuals and store $102,000 in government funds for her own personal benefit, this between 2021 and 2024.
So this is going on 3 years.
21, 22, and 23.
Jeez.
Yep. And so that would be about, about $33,000 per year that she walked away with, or almost $3,000 a month. Good Lord.
Working the system.
Well, but what is wrong with people? Do you have, no moral compass?
No.
Do you, I have a sneaking suspicion that Shermika McCrary went to church every Sunday and praised the Lord and didn't think that she was being a hypocrite about it at all. I don't understand how you could go in, you could steal money that was designed specifically for
people in need.
People in need.
Well, maybe she felt that she was in need.
Yeah, well,
And
then
that's
apply.
how she justified it.
Apply properly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's difficult for us to get in that
Right,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to get there. I really am not.
No,
but
it's dark and scary
yes,
in there.
I don't
Yeah.
want any part of that. But part of it has to be like, well,
Mm.
I'm destitute. I need some money.
Mhm.
I qualified for these.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to take mine.
You remember when you were a young disc jockey? Just
Yeah, that was painful.
young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Barely.
you were making almost no money.
Oh, yeah.
You were living on the ramen.
Living on
Like,
ramen.
yeah.
A
So
number
So you're talking
of
about
years.
now?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
A number of years on
I said
ramen.
young, Steve.
I'm
And
younger than you.
and then the boss would come up with this brilliant plan. We're going to give away $5,000, and
Oh, it
you'd
would
be
kill
like,
the whole staff. The
I-
whole
yeah.
staff would be like,
I could use $5,000.
can I have some of that?
How about you?
There goes my raise.
For a while, at one station I was working at, gosh, was it down in Montgomery or was it here? I think it may have been at Rock 99. We were giving away $1,000 a day for like 2 straight weeks. And I'm like, we're giving away $10,000.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble feeding my kid. Like, do you understand what's going on here? And they're
No,
like, shut up. Give the money away, Richard.
We're paying you, Richard.
Yeah.
Just give away the money. Or the promotions department would always be notorious, whoever that person was, because they didn't make any money.
Right.
We've got a couple of examples.
Oh, sure.
You know, you've got concert tickets.
Right.
There was a promotions director that like sold a whole row of
Oh, yeah.
tickets, and I'm like, oh no, you can't do that. You're going to lose your job.
And she did.
And she did.
Walked away with everything,
You can't
man.
Sell what?
Yeah. Good times.
Those are to
good
be
times.
given away. They have to be given away to listeners.
Bob Newhart told the story about how he worked at the unemployment office in Chicago, and he made $30 a week. No, he made $35 a week. And he said the guys that were coming in to apply for unemployment got $30 a week. And they only had to come in
like,
once a week. And he's like, didn't take me long to figure out how to end up on the other side of that counter. I think that's what Sharmika was looking at here. She was kind of like,
Like, man,
wait a minute.
$33,000 a year. I could.
These people are making a lot more money than I am, and I'm actually working every day. What's going on here? Maybe I can just siphon some of that over into my direction.
I think
and
that's what happened
yeah,
there.
What the heck?
Sure, sticky little fingers.
Could very well be. I don't know. I cannot, for the life of me, imagine being a grown adult and robbing a fund of that nature. I mean, if
Like,
you want to
know,
put, yeah.
right? Somebody that works in a church and you're the treasurer of the church. I'm like, oh, I know there's redemption, but that's one you don't want to mess with. The offering plate and
God
the treasury of the
understands.
church.
God understands that I
I hear
need
those
this
stories.
money.
I hear those stories, and I'm like, hold on a second. You had enough faith that you became the treasurer of the church, and then you thought that was a good idea? Ooh.
What's worse, stealing from the church or stealing from the mob? Stealing from the mob, you get retribution here on earth.
I think that maybe from the mob would be better.
You think stealing from the mob would be
Yeah.
better?
I don't know. The mob doesn't really give you forgiveness.
No,
and
they
God
do not.
does.
No,
He
yeah. I mean,
forgives.
if you
have to
live
be
long
do-
enough, you could really actually work up some sorrow and actually beg for forgiveness from the Lord and
Right.
end up on the right side of that one.
Hopefully, yeah.
The mob, I don't think really is going to give you that. I could be wrong.
No, it's over with the mob.
haven't been that associated with either one of those, to be honest with you. Alabama Tree Bros, 308-4158. If you need a tree taken down, as we are in this storm season, obviously, might be a good idea to talk to them about coming out, taking a look at that tree that you've been suspecting for a while is dead. Look, the leaves are out, right? You're beginning to see the flowering, and obviously the seeds and seed pods and things of that nature are beginning to fall. Now would be the time. If that tree was going to come back to life, it would have by now. And if it hasn't, then it's time to call Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158, and say, guys, could you at least take a look at it? And if they tell you that it's, and they're going to be honest with you, they got a lot of work, so they're not going to try to, yes, no, we need to take all these trees down. No, they're not going to do that to you. If it's dead and it needs to come down, they will tell you that. If it's not dead and they think that it can be saved, they will tell you that too, because that's how they do business. Alabama Tree Pros, they'll grind it all the way down to take the stump out and everything if that's what you want, and they'll do it for less than the other guys. 308-4158, AlabamaTreePros.com online, AlabamaTreePros.com. All right, 3 things you need to know coming up next. If loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. 719 Dixon Divining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. He saved Daniel from the lion's den. He got Gilligan off the island. Okay, I may have just watched Coming to America again.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Maybe? Really?
Yeah. Arsenio Hall's really finest moment when you get right down to it.
Man, where did Arsenio Hall go? He was really hot there for a minute.
I ran across him the other day. I did. I said, I am a huge fan of yours. I loved your show. I loved you in Coming to America. I even loved you in Coming to America. I mean, I cannot say enough. He said, what do you want? I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'd like a Big Mac, fries. Let me have the chocolate shake.
Where was this at?
McDonald's, obviously. He was behind the counter at McDonald's. Was that not clear?
No.
McDowell's.
Did I not make that? It was at McDowell's, yes.
McDonald's.
The big Mick.
Uh-huh.
My bun has no seeds. All right, let's
No
do this.
I've seen that
And
before.
now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
The Supreme Court ruled yesterday that you cannot gerrymander congressional districts based upon race. They did this in a case involving Louisiana, but it, of course, applies to the entire country. The decision was, of course, 6-3, and it struck down Louisiana's map as a racial gerrymander. If you've seen Louisiana's map, they contorted that map so desperately to try to get majority black districts that it was almost ridiculous. And in looking at the Alabama map, you can see how they,
Might be
some
the
of that's a
same
little
thing.
strange. You're kind of like, wait, what? Can we not just draw some grid lines and just be like, here we go. We got 7 districts, so there. Apparently not.
No, and again, this is a pretty big ruling by the Supreme Court, decided 6-3, but it could change some things across the southern landscape, no doubt
Absolutely.
about it. 'Cause
Alabama Attorney
everybody's
General
looking at it.
Steve Marshall said the state is going to act as quickly as possible to apply this ruling to Alabama's redistricting efforts and ensure that our congressional maps reflect the will of the people, not a racial quota system, which the Constitution forbids. Which is true. I don't know why people can't seem to get a grasp on this. Barack Obama tweeted about this last night at great length, and I thought, they're talking about any racial gerrymandering, Barack. They mean you can't draw a district specifically to create majority white districts either. I mean, what
Works both ways.
what is it you're not understanding about this? When you look back on some of the congressional maps that we used to have in Alabama, they would have these long tentacle arms that would reach up from one area to another, just to make sure that that was a majority white district. It's like, really? Really? That's what we're going to do? Like, no. And eventually it was decided that we're going to stop engaging in that sort of behavior, and that is as it should be. Just draw the districts and let the chips fall where they may, kids. Donald Trump is talking to some about continuing this blockade in the Strait of Hormuz ad infinitum. That is to say, for as long as it takes until Iran crumbles and falls, and even potentially turning the screws a little bit more. Plus, he is being briefed today on some military options that they could engage in. Now, here's what I find interesting. Whenever they do this sort of thing, they come up with stuff that you and I and the average American doesn't think about. You know why? Because they have war gamed this for the past 47 years. They've talked about what could we do that would hurt Iran. And unfortunately, they'll get a couple of steps into a process, then the country will change hands, and the next thing you know, somebody is sending pallets of cash to the Ayatollah.
Thanks so much.
And you're like, okay, now we're back to scratch, coming back from ground zero, and you have to start all over again. So they are looking at some stuff that they have had planned for quite some time, including, taking Karg Island's not off the map.
No, it's not. And I think that this blockade is maybe working better than they had first thought. That they thought that a lot of the military might that we, the 15,000 sites that we took out to hurt them so they can't have a nuclear weapon. There's more to go. But I think that this blockade has kind of surprised them, going, oh, this is working very well. Nothing in, nothing out of Iran. Their oil wells, they got a real problem with that now. And the fact that supplies and much-needed things for the people of Iran aren't getting there. And so their economy is pretty quickly collapsing. And that Donald Trump realizes this has really worked very, very well. We can go longer with this before. And at some point, one of two things will happen. Either whoever is the leadership right now will go, okay, enough. Let's talk. Let's figure this out. Or the people of Iran will have had enough, and there's going to be some kind of revolution or uprising, and that's when we begin to see change. And I think that's kind of what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
That, one of these two things happens and happens fairly
We'd like the guys
rapidly.
with the guns to actually turn on the leaders, and that may or may not happen depending on how tightly we turn these screws. In terms of things that we could do that would injure them militarily, has anyone talked about taking out these oil storage areas? I mean, certainly you'd create a gigantic environmental mess, but now it's like, well, now you can't sell the oil, okay?
Yeah.
So you've drilled all the oil, that's great, you got it. Now you've capped some wells. Now we're blowing up your oil storage facilities. You won't have any to sell. Are you ready to talk? And the answer usually comes back no. So we'll do whatever it is we have to do.
Yeah, and I don't even know that we'll ever get a yes. It may be, that it gets they get taken all the way down to
Yep.
the lowest denomination, and then we just say, okay, we've got to take care of whatever's left there as far as sites and nuclear capability. So I don't know, but the truth right now is not in them, and secondly, it doesn't look like they have any desire whatsoever to talk with us about it.
Well, our intelligence from out of there is shockingly good. How do you think we knew, for instance, that we took out, 42 of their top leaders? How do you think we knew that their Ayatollah, the gay Ayatollah, as we
Was
like to call
very
him,
injured.
is very injured and is hiding in a bunker 2 miles underground? And we know who's, running the show right now as best as possible. But there is a possibility, according to Marco Rubio, that we just go in and we take out the next line. Just go like, all right, let's take it down one more layer. Maybe those people will be more reasonable because we don't seem to be getting the results that we want here, aside from hamstringing them. The landlord is seeking $8.2 million from the Bajacas Group months after the massive Shelby County restaurant development opened up.
Yeah,
Super
this is
nice
a lot
person.
worse than anybody imagined.
$8.2 million.
Yikes.
2 lawsuits have been filed in as many days in connection with PRG, that's Bajacas Restaurant Group, which has closed 12 restaurants this month, according to public records. The landlord, Michael Moron, real estate investor, has filed liens on Monday and Tuesday in Shelby and Jefferson counties. In Shelby County, Moron claims a lien against the goods, equipment, and furniture of the shuttered Valley Post development near Chelsea. Debts total $7,166,296.20 plus attorney's fees. They're like, we got the
All the
20
way down
cents.
to 20.
They're like,
Wow.
we got the 20 cents. Can we just erase that part?
That's just so. It's what a shame for Valley Post.
Mm.
I mean, it just opened up. It's not been there very long.
Yeah. It may not have been the slam dunk idea they thought it was. It opened last December on 6 acres at the northwest corner of US 280 and Donovan Valley Road. Its 4 restaurants are Rodney Scott's Barbecue, Hero Diner, Little Donkey Mexican Restaurant, and Luca and Lucy. Every one of them closed on Monday. In many cases, it was a shock to the employees. Chelsea Mayor Cody Sumners, in a social media post, said the city is aware of the sudden closure of the Valley Post Entertainment District, as well as the concerns of residents and affected employees. At this time, details surrounding the situation remain limited, and it would be premature to draw conclusions as the matter appears to involve ongoing legal proceedings. There may be a chance at some refinancing. It could be that they just go ahead and give up the lien. It's possible that in the long run what happens here is this entire piece of property gets sold to either one or several other people. And then they, go about reopening this process because, it seems like it's not a terrible idea. It may have spiraled a little out of control. It may have gotten out of hand.
Yeah, and that's the big question. I mean, there's not, the group isn't, the founder is not talking so much about this, but, what went wrong with this? And again, you think that some of these other restaurants would help to make up for that. How did we get in such a deep hole? And it seems to have happened really quickly, or behind the scenes it had been going on, and we just got word of it this week.
I'm constantly amazed at how slender the margin is in the restaurant business. It is thin. If you're really good at business and books and cooking, like Will the Chubb father is,
He's who comes to mind.
you can make it work, and he is making it work in spades. I mean, he's doing a great job down there in Alabaster, but it's very, very hard You got to order the right amount. It has to be stuff that sells. If it doesn't sell, you have garbage on your hands in a couple of days, has to be thrown away. That's waste. That's an expense that you can't get back. It's a thin margin and a difficult job. And when you got 4 of them in the same place, it's all of that times 4.
Yeah, it reminds me of there was a pizza place we were going to go, and I think their motto was, let's buy enough dough, and once we make X amount of pizzas and we're done with that dough, we're done for the day.
That's it.
And I was like, that's an interesting business model, because you know exactly probably what you're going to sell for the day, and you're not going and wasting and buying more than you should. And
they were closed shortly after lunch every day.
Yep.
They were never open for dinner. I don't know if the new one is. It's Grace Pizza is what it is, and they got.
I was like, that's a really interesting model.
A lot of bakeries that do the same thing. They're like, when we're out, and that's the way it is, and we know how to make this work. Good for you. This is a little bit tougher. What they're doing over here, little bit tougher. 7:30 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We have another political candidate coming in, another Democrat running for governor. His name is Nate Mathis.
Be joining us in studio here in just a minute.
Should we call him Nathaniel?
We'll ask him. Nathan Mathis. Yeah.
Nathaniel?
Yep. We'll find out.
Nate boy?
No, I don't think that.
Natty?
No.
None of those?
No.
Okay. Bare Naked Ladies. They're playing at the Wharf in Mobile. Orange Beach, and that is happening in July, I believe, along with Train.
Are these all guesses?
No,
You're sure of
No.
it?
enough,
should be a good show.
Enough so that I was looking at buying tickets. How about that?
That's how you know.
Uh-huh.
Richard was going to go to the
I
show.
know a thing or two about it.
Uh-huh.
But I have not actually pulled the trigger on that yet because I don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be
Oh,
doing.
don't be afraid. Do it.
may
We
not
only
even
live
be-
one time, right?
Yes.
One lap around this world.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, we better hurry up
Well, I mean,
and get going, get living, man.
all right, fine.
Go to the concert, buy the tickets.
Speaking of living,
Get busy living or get
Get
busy dying? Is that
Get
what you're
busy,
saying?
busy. Go.
we have a man who's been living for quite some time here. His name is Nathan Mathis. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
Nathan.
Fine, sir. How are y'all?
Appreciate you
Great to
coming
see
in
ya.
today.
And
Yeah.
I'm very honored y'all allowed me to come.
You served
Absolutely.
12 terms in the Alabama House of Representatives, is that right?
4 terms.
4 terms.
Yes,
terms.
sir.
Oh, that would be, okay, gotcha. So 16 years, is that right?
No, I
12
only,
years?
only served 12 years
12
because
years.
the first year the judge ordered us to run after the first year because the prior legislature had gerrymandered the
Uh-huh.
seats.
There's
Gerryman-
that word again.
There you go.
We've been using that a lot
We
today.
want to
Yes.
know who is this gerrymander
Uh-huh.
person. We'd like to know more about him. Bring him in. Let's interview him for a minute.
Well,
know what
really,
that's all
you
about.
could take either one of us and let us draw the districts for the Alabama legislature, and
Yeah.
we could determine who won or lost, probably.
You're probably right about that. You are probably right about that. Now, let me ask you this: Do you have a website, Nathan Mathis for Governor, something like that?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, so I'm working off of Wikipedia here. You were born April the 18th of 1943. First off, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, you just had one.
Mhm.
83 just a few days ago.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. That's
Forced,
awesome.
forced fire on the cake? I mean, I got to figure that's a lot of candles, man. That's
We didn't have any.
Oh, okay.
No
that's-
cake.
that's probably-
You got to have cake. Yeah, if I'd known that, I
So
would have brought one in this morning
we would
for
have
you.
had a cake for you, man. That's how we
Sure.
roll. That's just who we are. And you have a lot of interesting ideas here, one of which I have been pushing for quite some time, and nobody listens except you, apparently. And that is, I lived in Florida for a brief period, and the Seminole Indians down there, they would go to the legislature and they'd say, we really would like slot machines. And the legislature would say, no, can't have slot machines. They said, well, what if we gave you X amount of money? Oh, well, think about it. Okay, how about if we gave you X plus 10 amount of money? Okay, you can have slot machines. And then they'd say, now we want table games. This happened over a period of years. And every single time the Seminoles made a request, the legislature said, for X amount of money or this amount of revenue, 12%, I think, of the take, whatever, we can allow you to have that. Florida is making bank off of their Seminole tribe and all of the gambling that's being done down there. And the Alabama legislature just doesn't seem to be interested or focused on this at all. I think it's remarkably doable. It is a revenue stream that this state could use. Why aren't they? I'm asking you. I mean, you want to do it, right?
Yes, sir, I do. When I was in the legislature, I made a deciding vote which allowed Victor Land to come into existence. We put a 4% pari-mutuel tax on dog racing with that proceeds going to the Macon City and County schools. That brought in several $1 million. But since then, some very smart people came up with putting a little electronic device on a slot machine, and it looked like a bingo card. It was about the size of a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And as a person played the slot machine, the numbers jumped around on the bingo card, but it had nothing to do with whether you won or lost. But as a result, the owner of the tracks got to say we were playing electronic bingo.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a result, the Indians got to put in slot machines at Atmore, Wetumpka, Tallapoosa. Now then, the thing has really gotten really bad. In 2014, you mentioned Florida. The Alabama Porch Indians had bought the Pensacola Greyhound track. They offered to Governor Rick Scott in the state of Florida $1 billion.
Billion.
Not M, but a B. $1 billion to have slot machines at Pensacola for 5 years. Well, the Seminole Indians, as you mentioned, they probably were the one that blocked it.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to 2025, our Attorney General has let Mobile Greyhound track, which the Porch Indians had bought, and the Birmingham Greyhound track, which they had bought, he'd let them put in over 1,000 slot machines in each place.
Mm-hmm.
And Alabama got nothing out of it, no no revenue whatsoever. And I've been talking to a reporter in Montgomery, and he said the reason the AG approved it is because they were historical horse racing slot machines. There's no such thing as that. And he also said they were pari-mutuel slot machines. There's no such thing as that. But what's happening, a lot of these politicians is getting a lot of green money off this stuff, and it's time we do something about it. Mississippi's got 26 casinos. Those 26 casinos are taxed 12% times the gross, and they bring into Mississippi $300 million a year in taxes. The annual gross, the gross effect of the state is over $4 billion a year. They create 20,000 jobs. This looks to me like what we're doing in Alabama is very foolish. What we're allowing to happen now.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit. We're talking with Nathan, and we appreciate you very much coming in this morning. We know it's a little bit early, and you had a bit of a drive this morning. You know a little bit about business because do you still have a peanut farm that you ran that you still own, or is that?
I still own the farm. I've quit farming peanuts. I've still got a few cattle. I had a business I bought. It started out being Custom Farm Service. That was a business that sold fertilizer, seed, and chemicals to the farmers. I bought it from City Service Corporation, and I ran it for over 30 years, where I dealt with farmers on a daily basis.
Yeah, talk to us too about some of maybe what Governor Kay Ivey has done during the time that she's led the state of Alabama as governor. Maybe some of the things you might like to see done differently, or how you progress the state forward.
Well, Governor Ivey, I like Governor Ivey, but she's sort of like electing a person the head of the PTO, and they go to the meeting and they call the meeting to order, and then she just sit back down and let everybody else do what's going to be done. And I couldn't operate like that. I've got, due to the fact that I'm the one that created this mess on the slot machines, that's why I'm running. I want to correct what I caused. And even though I just voted for dog tracks, well, you can see how my votes got twisted around. And folks, what we got going on in Alabama is really, really bad, and it's going to get more out of hand if we don't do something about it. Because the Indians are not going to just stop with Birmingham and Mobile. In just a matter of a few years, they're going to want some more casinos somewhere else. And the way we're presently operating in the legislature and in the state, well, they're going to get it. So it's time we address the issue. I also propose to create a statewide lottery which require a vote of the people and use all proceeds, 100% of it, for scholarships. And I also propose lowering the assessment ratio on Class 3 property from 10% to 5%, and then limit reappraisals to once every 5 years. What that'll do for all the hardworking Alabama people trying to own a home, it'd cut your property taxes in half of what they are now. And I also would declare an emergency. What's going on down at Mobile, 25 miles north of Mobile on the Mobile River, such a big coal ash pond. And if you want to see what's going to happen in Alabama, Google on your phone Kingston, Tennessee, TVA coal ash spill, and you'll see what's going to happen. But whenever we get a 25-year flood or that dam breaks down there at Mobile, we're going to have the worst environmental disaster this state's ever seen. Mobile Bay, Mobile Rivers is going to be ruined with this coal ash will kill you. There's over 30 people involved in the cleanup up in Kingston, Tennessee, died from just working in the cleanup process.
So what is the answer to that? If Tennessee's dealing with that, and you say how many miles from Mobile Bay? 25, did you say?
25 miles.
25 miles north?
It's going to have to be hauled out of there and took somewhere where there's no water, because if the reason they build them you can see that picture.
I see that big picture.
The reason they build them right on the water like that is the simplest answer to it. Have you ever seen a commode flush? What they wanted it to do is flush down that river, but now that stuff is so dangerous. Once it ever does, it's going to be a tremendous environmental disaster for Alabama.
It is 7:45. We're chatting with Nathan Mathis, candidate, Democrat candidate. He would like the nomination for governor of the state of Alabama. The primary, of course, coming up on May the 19th, just a few short weeks away. Hold on, Nathan. We'll be right back with you in mere
Yes, sir.
moments. Don't go away. You know who does a great version of the song? The Cash Domino Killers.
Oh, really?
We'll be playing a gig at First United Methodist Church. It's a 55 and older gig.
Will you be playing this
found out.
song?
I don't think we're playing this
No?
song, but we do play a good version of it. Yeah,
Fun.
the Bar-Kays.
Mm-hmm.
55 and older, Friday night. You can tell it's 55 and older because the show starts at 6 p.m.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, after you've finished eating at 4, get time to digest the food, and then at 6 you head off. And
Sure,
you
why
do the,
not?
yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
bedtime's early.
Absolutely. Why in the world wouldn't you want to go out and dance between 6 and 9 on Friday, and you're in
Right,
bed
yeah.
by 10:30
You got to
like
work
you
off the
should be?
dinner. You got to work off the 4 o'clock
About
dinner.
the time Jimmy Kimmel comes on and starts
Listen,
insulting the president, you're ready for
We
bed.
don't. You and I should not be making fun. That really is about our dinner time.
Tell me about
because
it.
of what time we have to go to bed.
I went and saw the Guess Who once at the Hard Rock Hotel in Orlando.
Uh-huh.
I was so excited that the concert started at 6. Ended at 8:15, and I was like, I was home in bed by 9. I was like, all concerts should be this. All concerts.
Yes.
Doesn't work.
And we're
that
the
way.
elderly on the front
That's
porch.
right,
That's what we're
absolutely.
doing right now, talking about that. All right. It is maybe a time to start thinking about a new automobile. If you are in that category right now, maybe it's just you want something different. You're like, you know what, I'm tired of the vehicle I've got. I want something sporty. I want to be able to zip, zip, zip around town. Whatever it is, you've got to figure out what you're going to do with the current vehicle that you're in. And I've got a great option for you. Our good friends over at Birmingham Broker can help you out. All you do is you take the vehicle to them so that they can kind of look at the shape that it's in. Whatever year it is, you just get it over to Craig over at Birmingham Broker. You pull up in the bay, the guys come out, they meet you, they greet you, they talk to you for a couple minutes, they take a look at the automobile, they run the numbers, they go, all right, here's the number. We think we can sell the car for this number. Give us just a little time to get the vehicle, the truck, the SUV, whatever you've got, shined up. We'll get it listed. We'll find the buyer. We'll do all of the heavy lifting. That's the nice part about it. The only thing you have to do is get your vehicle to them. That's really it. 2224 4th Avenue South, so that's super convenient. They're right here in downtown Birmingham. And you just get your car to them today, whatever it is that you want to do. Hey, and while you're there, check out BB Electric Moto, those electric dirt bikes that he's now selling. Pretty darn cool. Birmingham Broker, the way to go when you are ready to sell your car, your truck, your SUV, your sports car, maybe your classic car sitting in the garage. Get it sold through Birmingham Broker. Here's their website, bhambroker.com, bhambroker.com.
We have growth numbers for the first quarter of 2026. Gross domestic product increased at 2% annualized rate. This is a step up from 0.5% in the fourth quarter of last year. And not bad considering that we were at war for a good bit of this. They had originally forecast 2.3% annualized growth rate. Estimates range from a 0.2% pace of contraction to a 3.9% growth rate, which was insane, depending on when you were making that prediction. 2%, nothing to sneeze at, nothing to smile at either.
Yeah.
We'd like to get closer to 3 if possible.
And
Maybe
sometimes that's difficult when you're
4.
talking about war.
No question.
So
Well, let's get it over with.
Yep.
Let's get it on.
we
Get it over
absolutely
with.
need to do that.
We're chatting with Nathan Mathis. He is a Democrat running for governor. He would like the nomination on May 19th. If you feel so called, you should go vote for him. Now, let me ask you this. This could be painful, and I apologize in advance.
He's ready. Nathan's ready.
He's bracing himself.
Yes.
In 1998, you lost the Alabama House District 87 election. In 2002, you lost the Alabama Commissioner of Agriculture and Industry primary. In 2006, you lost the Alabama gubernatorial Democratic primary to Lucy Baxley, of all people. In 2010, you lost the Alabama District 29 Republican primary. That's the Senate district. In 2016, you lost the Alabama 2nd Congressional District election. And in 2020, you lost the Alabama 2nd Congressional District Democratic primary. What is different about this time? Why are the people going to rally around Nathan Mathis this time when they have rejected you so soundly so many times in a row?
Well, when I ran for Congress, I didn't get defeated very bad. I got 112,000 votes,
Okay.
and Miss Roby got 130,000. But she had over $1 million to spend, and I had $20,000. I used of my own money.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried to get people to give me money to run for office. And why I'm running now, a lot of people think I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I don't know. But I'm the one that created this mess by my vote that I made in the legislature to let Victor Lane come into existence. To show you how bad it is down in Houston County, we got an outfit called Center Stage. All right, Center Stage was raided by the state of Alabama. They got $288,000 in cash, 691 alleged illegal gambling devices. Well, the Houston County Commission down there, who sponsored or was responsible for getting Center Stage put in, they created an outfit called Houston County Economic Development Authority. Well, the Economic Development Authority wanted their money and their machines back, so they filed suit. It went to circuit court in front of Judge Michael Conaway. Judge Conaway said, "No, I'm not giving you nothing back. Everything down there is illegal. All the machines are illegal, and you're not playing any bingo at all. All the gambling down there at Center Stage is illegal." Well, he then wasn't satisfied with that. They appealed that ruling to the Alabama Supreme Court. That's the highest court we got in the state of Alabama. 10 members on that court. All 10 members concurred in Judge Conaway's ruling. They said everything down there is illegal. Nothing is legal. You're not playing any bingo. Guess what? Our Attorney General has let them stay open. They still open as I'm speaking today. And folks, we need to get this gambling under control. And if we're going to do it, let's do it right. A lot of people think I'm trying to start gambling in Alabama. I'm not. I'm trying to, number one, legalize it, and number two, regulate it, and number three, tax it so we can get some revenue and solve some of these problems that we have in our state. It's just foolish what we're allowing to go on in Alabama, in my opinion. And I can't change the fact that I run, but the only way I know to run is just run and spend my own money. But I won't be running anymore. I'm 83 years old.
This is it. It's an all or nothing proposition.
Yes, sir, it is. And, and when you run for office, you're either going to win or lose. You're not going to tie. And there's 2 or 3 days there. If you lose, you think you're going to die, but you won't die from it. You got an idea. I think there's 6 of us running for a Democratic primary.
Yep.
And everybody's got their own ideas, and everybody ought to not treat them like dirt. The press has a tendency to pick out people, the ones that's got the most money. That's the ones they ordain to be the winner. Well, that's up to the people of Alabama. They get to make that decision, and if they don't like me, well, I can handle that. But the issue I'm talking about, it needs to be addressed, folks. And if you look at all these other folks, they all afraid to bring it up because the big money involved. I'm talking about big money.
This is normally the point at which I ask you if you want to give us information about your website, but you don't have one of those.
Yes.
So
any way somebody wants to contribute, is there a way to do that?
Oh, I don't want people to contribute.
He's not
Nothing?
taking no
I
money.
want
No
their
money.
vote, not their money.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right.
He's
I just want to be clear.
He
on
bribed us with these fabulous, by
I
the
love
way,
the
on TV,
hats.
the Nate's Oyster House hats, which I really love. This is a quality hat you've got here.
It
Mr.
is. It's a
Mathis.
nice
I'm
hat.
not
I
kidding.
don't consider that a bribe, but
we won't take
But
it as that.
I am very honored that y'all didn't look at me like some outcast just because I'm running for governor and because I don't have a sack full of money to spend on it. And I'm very honored you allowed me to come on your show, and people listen to your show. You got a tremendous audience, and I'm very honored to be here.
By all means,
Well,
it was
we,
our pleasure.
We appreciate you taking time to
Absolutely.
drive to the studios to be here with us this morning.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And wish you the
very
best of luck.
Hey, careful getting home, by the way.
I will.
FlipsiesFurniture.com, the place to go to find out more about this furniture store with the designer furniture at the wholesale prices, by the way. They got 2 locations now, one in Hoover that's next to 2nd and Charles, and one on Crestwood Boulevard, 1811 Crestwood, right there in Irondale. When you are looking for top quality furniture and you just don't feel like spending the kind of dollars that some of these other stores are asking, I don't know if you've shopped furniture lately, but the sticker shock is real. I mean, you look at some prices and you're like, is that just for one of these? Are you kidding? Flipsies Furniture is not going to make you feel that way. Stop by and ask about their white glove delivery. They're 12 months, same as cash. In the Irondale location, there's more in the basement. You'd be remiss if you didn't get down there and take a look at some of that stuff, too. Something that will fit everyday core. FlipsiesFurniture.com in Irondale and now in Hoover.